You've spent a lot of time around these athletes. Is the thing and the ego that is required to get you to that very top level almost a defect in your personality that you can't give it up until you are almost forced to?
Yeah, I think it's hard, and nobody wants to be forced out. And there's also the perception that if somebody steps down, that maybe it wasn't entirely their choice. So I think that these factors all play a role. And for Brady, because he was still productive, he probably thought, look, I can get one more Super Bowl win. Obviously, that didn't pan out this season. But yeah, I mean, look, it's a skill to know when to get off the stage, right? I think there's a certain art to when to put the closing credits, and some are better at it than others. And if that's sort of the defect that some have, it is what it is.
Yeah, leave the party, as my mother used to always say, while you still want to stay and while you still can stay. And that's the time. Brady goes off, right? He's got this Fox Sports contract. He's going to conceivably make more money as an NFL commentator than he did in the NFL. What is Brady's brand now that he's no longer married to Giselle? It's no longer this sort of idyllic uber power couple thing with a normal marriage and this sort of elegance to both of them that worked for some reason and made him more than a football player.
Yeah, I think he'll quickly morph into the broadcaster role, and that may be.
He's not that good on TV, though, is he?
Well, he's fairly generic, and he's going to have to sort of maybe be more critical than he normally is. He's sort of performed over the years the art of talking without saying necessarily critical things, and I think we saw that during Deflategate, which a big controversy, sort of talked his way through it. He's going to have to change. Now, he's going to get coaching and all that, but he'll have to be much more critical than he has been during post-game press conferences.
Yeah, a different guy. It's a different skill. Doesn't his image sort of as a person change, though, when he's not married anymore? He now becomes sort of the most eligible bachelor in Miami versus the guy who's married to Giselle?
Yeah, I mean, no question about it. He is no longer married, so as a bachelor, he's got to be considered among the most desired, I'm guessing, and that's part of his identity. But I also would say, as a broadcaster, we don't think about the marriages or relationships of at least sports broadcasters, right? That it doesn't come up a lot in a way that seems to define them. I'm sure there are exceptions to that, but the gist of it is I think he'll be seen as really just now a TV guy.
Yeah. Well, as just a TV guy, it's not bad. The viewers are the ones who make it possible, so we thank them. Michael, thank you as well. Good to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.